Carney's leadership collapses. CBC panel admits his reputation is in freefall. Prime Minister Mark Carney is currently facing a cascade of challenges that threaten his leadership as he navigates the complexities of Canadian politics in 2025. Following the snap election on April 28, where his Liberal Party secured a minority government, expectations were initially high for his administration. However, as the reality of governing sets in, self-imposed deadlines and ambitious promises are increasingly scrutinized. Analysts express doubts about his ability to sustain momentum, with political commentator Nick Nanos suggesting that the next 3 months could be pivotal for Carney's leadership. The stakes are high as public trust hangs in the balance. Laura, a former advisor to Justin Trudeau, provides valuable insights into Carney's leadership style, significantly influenced by his experience as a bank governor and CEO. She argues that this corporate mindset may not seamlessly translate to the parliamentary arena. Unlike the hierarchical structure of a corporation, where decisions can be made unilaterally, Carney must now manage a diverse caucus of 179 Liberal MPs, each accountable to their constituents. This dynamic introduces complexities that can create friction within the party. Tensions have already surfaced, particularly following Carney's controversial decision to recognize Palestine as a state, leading to a public letter of dissent from Anthony Housefather and 31 other Liberal MPs, which highlights significant fractures within the party. Carney's relative inexperience in political maneuvering may further hinder his capacity to lead effectively. The art of maintaining party unity differs markedly from managing a corporate board, where noncompliance can sometimes result in dismissal. The Liberals' decision not to adopt the Reform Act, which would have provided easier pathways for leadership challenges, underscores Carney's precarious position. Should dissatisfaction grow among party members, he may find himself increasingly isolated, complicating an already challenging political landscape. As the fall parliamentary session approaches, it is expected that many MPs will confront Carney with tough questions regarding unresolved issues, including trade agreements with the United States and the implementation of domestic policies that were central to his election campaign. The atmosphere is charged with skepticism, as a growing sentiment emerges that Carney is struggling to meet the ambitious goals he set during the election. Increasing doubts about his ability to deliver tangible results for Canadians are beginning to take root, creating a precarious situation for the Prime Minister as he seeks to establish credibility and trust with the electorate. Michael, a former staffer for Stephen Harper, offers a critical perspective on Carney's performance so far. He acknowledges that while initial polling data may have suggested a solid base of support for Carney, the reality is that many of his promises remain unfulfilled. Specific issues, such as the carbon pricing policy and a lack of significant progress in trade negotiations with the U.S., serve as glaring examples of areas where Carney has faltered. The pressure is mounting for the Prime Minister to demonstrate concrete achievements quickly, as public disillusionment could have dire consequences for his leadership and the future of the Liberal Party. Zane points out that Carney's handling of the crucial Canada-U.S. trade relationship has been decidedly underwhelming. In light of U.S. President Trump's protectionist policies, Carney's failure to fully match U.S. tariffs or deliver on earlier promises has only compounded the challenges he faces. By setting aggressive timelines for trade negotiations, Carney has raised expectations among Canadians that have yet to be met, increasing the risk of public disappointment and further alienation from the electorate. The stakes are high, as the fallout from these unmet expectations could reverberate through his administration and potentially lead to a loss of support among key voter demographics. One of the most pressing concerns looming over Carney's government is the potential for significant budget cuts, with a proposed 15% reduction across government departments sending shockwaves through the political landscape. Laura emphasizes that these cuts could create substantial challenges for Carney, particularly as he represents an Ottawa area riding where many federal employees reside. The prospect of job losses and reduced public services is a politically sensitive issue, especially for a party that has historically championed the public sector. As constituents begin to feel the impact of these cuts, the political ramifications could be severe, leading to a backlash that could jeopardize Carney's leadership. Michael reiterates that the proposed austerity measures could complicate Carney's political narrative even further. The upcoming budget will be scrutinized for its impact on essential public services, and any perceived failure to manage these cuts effectively could lead to a significant backlash from voters. The government's ability to balance fiscal responsibility with the need to maintain vital services will be a key test of its leadership. If Carney is unable to communicate the necessity of these cuts effectively, he risks alienating the very constituents who supported him, undermining trust in his administration. The Conservative Party, led by Pierre Poilievre, sees an opportunity to capitalize on Carney's vulnerabilities. Zane suggests that if the Conservatives can effectively communicate their criticisms and hold Carney accountable for his promises, they may sway public opinion and potentially trigger a snap election in 2026. The political landscape is shifting, and the Conservatives are positioning themselves to take advantage of any missteps by the Liberals. Recent polls indicate mixed assessments of Carney's performance during his first 6 months in office. While some surveys show a majority of Canadians approving of his leadership, a significant portion remains skeptical and questions whether his promises will translate into real-world results. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether Carney can solidify his support or if his initial popularity will wane. Adding to the complexity, Canada's economic outlook remains uncertain, with potential headwinds from trade disputes, housing affordability challenges, and rising costs of living. These economic pressures, combined with the political challenges Carney's government faces, create a volatile environment that demands decisive leadership and effective policy solutions. Any misstep could have far-reaching consequences, making it imperative for Carney to act swiftly. In summary, Prime Minister Mark Carney's leadership is under intense scrutiny as he grapples with internal dissent, external pressures, and the daunting task of delivering on his promises. The next few months will be critical in determining whether he can navigate these challenges successfully, or if his political honeymoon will quickly dissolve into turmoil and instability. The Canadian public, along with political observers, will be closely watching to see if Carney can rise to the occasion and steer the country through these turbulent times. With so much at stake, the pressure is on Carney to demonstrate effective leadership and regain the trust of Canadians.